Week 65 of reselling online, and it has been a journey to get here. This week has been very, very interesting, and I mean very interesting. I've had time away from store on for about 9 days, and I've actually learned a very, very big lesson this week. Probably enough to say that I've probably been doing things wrong for a very, very long time. So we're going to talk all about that today, and yeah, let's get into it. So top item number one that sold this week was this brand new 2013 Hawthorn Premiership jersey. I picked this up for $7.67 from an op shop and sold it for $120. I took best offer on this one and profited $85.33 after fees and postage. So super big win for the week. Top item number two were some Levi jeans. I paid $1.88 for these from an op shop. Sold them for $49 with a profit of $30.77 after fees and postage. Top item number three were these Dunlop Volley Original Classic work boots. Now I picked these up from a friend actually, from helping him do some stuff. So basically through my networks, shout out to Adam, and I sold these for $49.97, profiting $26.97. So pretty happy with these. These did sit for a long time, but finally they've sold at full price too. Top item number four was an interesting book here called On First Looking into Chapman's Homer. It's a bit of a small book, but this one's gone international, so there will actually probably be a bit more discount that I'll get on this. I haven't actually posted it yet, but I got this one for free from just from a lot of people getting rid of stuff, and sold this for $36 with a profit of $26.35. I reckon it'll be a little bit more after those postage discounts because it's going all the way to New York. And top item number five, we're just doing some sourcing around home, just some Lego that had been sitting from childhood and things like that. So this was no cost to the business. Sold this for $39 with a profit of $25.15. So the lessons this week, and we're going to chat about that big lesson as well at the end of these lessons. But I think the first one was, for those that don't know, I've been in isolation for the last week, having to put my store into time away, as I said, at the end of last week. So a total of about 9 days it was in time away, which kind of meant I had to slow down. I had to just kind of, yeah, I mean, naturally, because I didn't have to do things. I didn't have to source, didn't have to post. All I had to do was list and just keep the bare bones happening for the store. But it did make me set some ambitious goals for the week. I wanted to do a whole bunch of things, like really batch out and do a whole bunch of stuff on Monday, doing all my listings, like photography and things like that. I wanted to do a stock tag. I wanted to do some sorting, but a lot of that didn't happen. To be honest, I felt quite overwhelmed, and there was just too much going on mentally around with being, in isolation and, folks being unwell and things like that. So I had to really just slow down, which was good. It was really, really good. And then what I did, I was able to zoom out and kind of leverage thinking, well, I've got all this extra time. What's actually going on here? Like, is this time simply because I wasn't doing as much, which made sense. I wasn't sourcing and posting and things like that. But, I was still doing my podcast, still doing my newsletter, still did my 3 videos, still doing my dailies. And there was a lot of things that I was doing and there were a lot of things that I wasn't. So it made me think about what are some of the friction spots that, because I wasn't doing them all the time, it made me think about, well, why do I have so much time? What would I usually be doing? And, I realized there were some friction spots, and I think the reason why I had so much more time, and this is what I want to talk about, maybe something that I've been doing wrong, was I did all my photography listings, well actually 80% of them on Monday. I kind of just laid them all out, got them all ready, and I banged them all out. And then for the rest of the week, I had all this, I guess, additional time because I didn't have to go set up, I didn't have to go prep, didn't have to go take photos, didn't have to, sync them to Dropbox, didn't have to do any of that. I could just go straight to the computer and list. And I think that was the power of batching and also using focus at our leverage. And that's what I want to talk about, is I had more time, and maybe I have been doing this wrong for a very long time. I mean, I've done batching before and it really worked. I've done it with DVDs, but I did this with everything. I did it with DVDs, I did it with jeans, I did it with clothes, I did it with toys, I did it with lots and lots of different things. So let me give you a bit of an understanding of how this usually works. So usually I do 15 listings every single day, and on average, to prep and put them away and things like that on a daily basis takes about 1.5 hours. So that's about 10.5 hours a week. So then when I go actually do the listings on average, this includes market compare. Sometimes I don't have to do market compare and do any research. I can just list it, but on average per item, it takes about 5 minutes. And doing this daily for 15 items, that's about 75 minutes, so about 8 hours, almost 9 hours a week. So all week, basically, if I'm doing my dailies, my listings and photography, if I'm doing it on a daily basis, it all adds up to be about 20 hours in. That includes procrastination, distractions, and not doing it all at the same time or batching it or anything like that, but on a daily basis. When I actually decided to do the bulk batching of taking photos for the 105 items on Monday, I actually only did 75 because I basically ran out of items. In doing so, the setup time was about 30 minutes on Sunday, so it wasn't really too much, but it only took me about 2 hours to get all those photos done because I was just in the zone, I was focused, I was motivated, and that was DVDs, books, games, toys, jeans, the lot, the works. I did everything, and you'll see that video shortly, but the total time of this came to about 2.5 hours. Even if it was around 3 hours, I'm saving so much time. So it left me to do the listings, which all I had to do was get up, basically in the morning, dive straight into it, jump on my computer, and I was in a focus mode. I didn't have to worry about, getting things ready, not finding something, will it fit, moving stuff around. I could just get straight into the listings. So they still probably took about 75 minutes per day. Some days were quicker because they were DVDs and things like that. But the total time saved, we basically end up of nearly halved the time doing this. And this does explain the extra time I had. Of course, I wasn't doing certain things. As I mentioned, I wasn't posting, wasn't sourcing, wasn't running, but I just didn't feel the urge of rush every day. And I think leveraging that power of batching in one day is enabling me to minimize the effort on other days. Of course, I'm going to have to try this a bit more to see if it really does work on a consistent basis, and I need to do this with 105 items. So I will be trialing this again. I mean, the catch will be I have to have 105 items that I can do on a Monday. Even if I can do 80% on the Monday and, just as I source things through the week, pick up and do those later in the week, it's still going to save me some good time through the week. So something that's really been a bit of an eye-opener, that I've been able to look down onto the business rather than being in the business stuck all week. Yeah, it's given me some fresh perspective. What do you do? Do you batch or do you list on a daily basis? How do you operate? So how has the week actually been? As I said, been in time away from store all week. Had a few people asking why are things taking so long to send. I was pretty frank and honest with them, and they were pretty happy about it. Actually, they were very, very kind. So a total of 41 sales this week, and we've had an ASP of $30, 54% margin, $106 in cost of goods. We've done around $1,200 in revenue and profit being $671. So not really a really high profit margin this week, but average cycle time was around 54 days, and you can see we've been selling lots of DVDs, lots of books, and then everything else was kind of averaged out. Progress over time, so it's a pretty consistent week. Actually, it's an above average week, which surprises me being time away, but people still purchase things, and we're coming to school holidays, so I think people are starting to just buy things around Easter, and people are getting rewarded and things like that. So it is, we're in a new quarter as well, so it's always interesting to see how these things happen. Of course, I've been selling random stuff. I had average sale time of 54 days, so lots of things out the door at different times, and it's always interesting to see what sells. In terms of listings, I did a total of 115 listings, did quite a few extra relists, sell similar relists this week as well, because I had the extra time, so I figured why not clean up some of the store. I sold 41 items, as you can see. In terms of the weekly flow, the roller coaster view, it was actually a pretty solid week. As you can see, we were sitting on average almost doing around that $200 mark each day for every day of the week, almost. A few lower days, but pretty consistent. Profit wasn't as high as what I would like. I might have to start bringing that into here so you can see what the profits are looking like on a daily basis, but still, I'm pretty happy with this. In terms of goals, milestones, and how we're tracking, well, we're at $72,763. We're so close to milestone 75,000. In terms of goals, you can see here how that's all tracking. We're at 23% of my $60,000 profit. In terms of items that I've sourced and sold in 2022 and the ASP goal of $40, we're sitting at $46.53. As a whole of life for 2022, we're at $33. And that's stuff that I've had listed and sold in 2022, but not purchased and sold in 2022. All right, time for some show and tell. All right, team, so it is Monday morning, and as you know, currently in isolation for this week. So just figure for Monday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start listing all this, or at least getting photos. And if I can get enough drafts in the bank for today for the rest of the week, then the rest of the week is a bit more cruisy. This probably isn't all of it. There's probably a couple excess books over here as well, but I reckon I can probably aim about 105 listings from all this, which will mean I'm all set for the week. But we've got, I picked basically up all this except for the DVDs Friday before I found out that I was going to have to go into this when I got home on Sunday. Luckily, I picked up all this on Friday except for the DVDs. So it's just good timing. I mean, I do have a dev pile, but this is some fresh stuff. I've also got the Nintendo 64, which I'm still weighing up if I'm going to do. Anyway, we've got jeans, we've got books, we've got lots of fantasy books, we've got Assassin's Creed, we've got more books, we've got Catherine Kerr books, we've got Tom Gates books, we've got DVDs galore, we've got a South Park mug, we've got more books, more books. Wish me luck, team. All right, team, so here we are. This is Sunday afternoon. It's been basically a full week of time away, and I have to now pack everything. There's a total of 43 or 46 items here. We've got DVDs galore all the way down here. We've got books galore. We've got books, and we've got some shoes, more books. We've got these two fellas. We've got some more books. We've got some jeans and some shirts, and that's a Hawks jersey. I sold the two dinosaurs, got 70 for the two. Furphy beanie. We've got ET going out. We've got Lego going out. We've got video games going out, and we've even got 500 AFL cards going out. It's going to take a bit to pack, I think. But I wanted to share it with you. Wish me luck. Perspective. This week, we're ranking in around 29 out of the 65 weeks, which, this is ranked by profit. So obviously I would love more profit, but I'm not complaining. It's still a very, very solid week. Well, that's it, team. That is this week. And like I said, a few lessons learned, being able to slow down, to zoom out, just take some time. And it's been a refreshing week in that sense to be able to just see what's working, what hasn't working, especially that time element, because I've had all the same amount of time. The week went really, really slow. That's because we couldn't do anything. But being able to see what's working, what's not potentially working in the store gives me an opportunity to test that out for the next few weeks. Look, I'm keen to get out. I'm keen to do some things. It has opened up my eyes. As I said, I've got a big def pile. I'm going to start trying working through that over the next few weeks and seeing if I can batch them down, but not rely so much on the sourcing to list, but actually just getting rid of the def pile and then going out and doing a bit more sourcing to build up that that listing pile. So it is a bit of a catch-22. If you've got any questions, do let me know. Really do appreciate you all. If you are new here as well, appreciate you being here. Go check out some of the other content. And if you enjoy these videos, if that you think there's some great value in this, the best thing you can do for me is like. The other thing you can do is subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, I do have channel memberships as well. You can check out all those details below. Otherwise, you have a wonderful day. Cheers.